Hey y'all, it's Craig with Small Town Wreath Shop. How's everybody doing today? Today, y'all, we're going to be making a God Bless America waffle wreath. So we're going to be using our Dollar Tree frame, our 8-inch metal sign. All the supplies are available right here at smalltownwreathshop.com. This is our 8-inch metal. We're going to be attaching with 12 chenille stems for our mesh, and we're going to do 4 for the sign. I've got the ribbon tails already cut, 2 different colors. We got some burlap stars, blue and red stars. We got a solid, pretty royal that's going to bring out that royal on that sign. We cut those with the 13-inch ribbon tail from Wood Bits and Pieces, y'all. And we're going to be using a burlap, red, white, and blue striped, foil striped mesh, 10.5-inch. And we're going to put some pretty blue royal blue mesh tubing in at the end, y'all. So I hope y'all enjoy it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you get some value out of it, we'd appreciate it. So let's get this wreath made, y'all. Alright, so we got 12 chenille stems, pipe cleaners, whatever you want to call them, whatever floats your boat. So we're going to take these chenille stems. We always find our crossbars, and we go in the crossbars on the inside, and then we go between them on the outside. So we're just going to run it between the two, and you always have to always go down to the inside bar, and that's where I make my twist. So I make my top one a little longer, about 1 inch, and then pull them down to that inside bar, twist, and it might be a little longer. Oh, it come out just right. So about 1 inch longer works perfect. So then we get in here, same thing, and we get all the inners done. Hold it down, twist a couple times, stand them up, and we do every one on the inner rings. You got 12 of them, and you go between them on the outer ring. Same thing, make your inside one a little longer because you're going to fold out here to the outside about 1 inch. Fold it all the way down, way out here on this thing. I kind of bend them a little bit, that way it holds them tight. When you let go, bend a couple times or twist a couple times, and now you see how you have your 3 on each one. So that's what we're going to. Hey y'all, so let me get all these chenille stems tied on, and we will be right back, and everything will be in place, ready for some mesh. Alright, so we got all the 12 chenille stems on the Dollar Tree frame ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put our I got a couple here cut in half. I'm gonna see if I can get away with using some of these half ones that I had, because it fits pretty close. So we got 2 holes in the sign already, so I'm only gonna go in about 1 inch.
I'm gonna take
leave myself a little, you know, enough that way. But I wanted to see if I could use them if they were long enough, you know. So we're gonna put those 2 there, and I'm gonna use my handy dandy 1.5 millimeter jewelry punch, and we're gonna make 2 more holes on the east and west side. About halfway. Just come off your edge a little bit, so you make sure you got enough, you know, meat there, enough to bite. You can get by with about 1/8 of an inch or so. And now we're going to use, I'm just going to use a long one on here, because I don't really know if them short ones are going to work. I hope they do. I hope they do. So we twist them on there real quick, like this part's an easy part. Tying on's a little harder. But so let's see here. Oh, thank you. Alright, so now we got our chenille stems on our sign, so we're going to just set it off to the side here, out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and get started with our mesh. So we're going to start on the outside, 6 pieces first, y'all. So you see how they roll up, and it is burlap, y'all, so you get burlap all over you. They roll up on their own off the roll. So we're going to open it the opposite way, and we're going to let it lay down the opposite way, and we're going to just find the middle point, which is about this blue foil line, Not quite, but pretty close. And we're just going to start accordion up, you know, with your fingers. The tighter the better that you can get it. Just work with your fingers and just keep scrunching it and accordioning it up all the way across. And just use your little pinkies and stuff to keep fanning it out. And now you're going to have like a little round, kind of like a little bow tie. And we're going to go straight on up in here, right between them chenille stems, and push them down to that frame. Make sure it's tight. You ain't got to twist it but a couple times. And now we're going to kind of let it unfold, and we're going to make up our little circle, a little flat circle. If you have to pull some out or something, you know, just kind of lay it flat. Let it kind of overlap itself. That's what you're trying to do. Just like so. It ain't going to be a complete circle, but it's going to be something similar to like a little flower. Like a little flower thing. And we're going to just repeat the process until you have all 6. Like I said, the tighter you can get this accordioned up in the middle, the better. Now it is pretty hard on your fingers now. So, there it didn't. But just keep working it. And just keep it kind of tight. Just keep on accordion. I'm just following that blue foil line. And you can feel it how it's tight in the middle where I'm holding it. And just keep, I work clockwise. That's just the way my brain works. We're going to have to cut the air on, y'all. It's getting warm in here. Sure. Lord bless my soul. Like I said, push it down to that metal frame, y'all, before you twist it in there. Alright. Let it, and then just kind of fold it under itself so it kind of lays down flat. As flat as you can get it. If you got to pull some out, you can pull. That pipe cleaner's not that tight. And look, this one kind of slid over. They just slide right back in place. So get them kind of halfway. Keep them in the middle of those bars, those crossbars. And we want everything to kind of lay nice and neat. And just go over one another. You ain't got to do them all.
I'm not.
Leave me a couple. So, alright, let me finish up the mesh on the outside and we'll be right back. Alright, y'all. So we got the mesh on the outside. Now we need to go in with them ribbon tails.
How long did you cut the ribbon?
13-inch ribbon tails, y'all. Using the 13-inch ribbon tail board from Wood Bits and Pieces. I will link that in the description below. The 13-inch one. So I have to dovetail these. My wife's been very kind enough to do most of them for me, so we can speed things right along. So I probably want to see these stars on top, y'all, but we lay ours on top of each other exactly like we're going to use them. And I just fold it together. This is my left hand, and I keep the wire in toward the left. I fold to the left. This is my right, and I cut at a 45-degree angle up to the wire. And that gives you your pretty dovetail, just like so. So we make sure we, stay even. Hold it together. And we're going to cut up right to the top corner of that wire. And there's our dovetails. Then we're going to fold it in half. We're going to make a little crease with that wire. All of our ribbons, wired ribbon.
Did you show the YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right. And one more time. So we had 12. We had 12 of each that we had to cut. So we've got 12 total ties. And this is Melissa's already dovetailed she's already dovetailed the rest of them for me to speed things up. So but we got this right here. Alright, so there we go.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. We're going to fold in half. And we're going to make our little crease. Alright. Throw our little garbage away. And now we can start going in. Alright, so let's see if I can get this thing moved a little bit. Maybe right there. Alright, so what I do is we just unfold. And you can see that crease where we folded. And you just take an accordion the same way with your little fingers across. Makes a little bow tie, and you squeeze it together, and then we go in every tie just like so. Couple twist. Now when I open them on the outside ones, it don't really matter. I like to open them like an X, but we still got a lot of stuff to put on, so don't open them so far. Just kind of separate them so you can see both the colors for now. We're gonna be pulling on them and yanking on them soon enough. You know, use that wire for what it's there for. Make the ribbon go where you want it to go. And we're going to put one on top of every one of these cruffles. Every one of the little things. And I have got burlap all over me. Alright, so right down in there. Put it far down in there in that chenille stem as you can. Couple of twists. And just keep separating. Now you can, at this point, if you want to. If you want to, you can rotate. Leave the blue up. Let the stars go down. Let's do that. That way we get some colors, different colors as we go, kind of peekabooing around. If that makes sense to everybody. Just like so. And the next one we'll opposite it. We'll put the stars back straight. And we'll just keep alternating around as we go. And you can do, if you've seen me make these before, y'all have seen me actually alternate the colors. Put the blue on top of the stars on one time, stars on top one time, and just so on and so forth. And you can just kind of, you know, do it that way if you want. Whatever floats your boat and whatever you think you like best, do it. So let me finish up the ribbon tails, and we'll have them on when I get right back, y'all. All right. So now we've got all of our first run of mesh and first run of ribbon on. We're going to go in with that second run of mesh now. So we're going to do the same thing. You're just going to repeat that process again. Scrunching down the middle, doing that accordion with your fingers and your phalanges. And just keep on scrunching. Keep on grabbing and pulling and fold them all up together. Just like so. And just take your pick, find you one of the inner ties, and remember, go as far down in that tie as you can, down to that metal. Kind of cross the wrong way there. I like to do the righty-tighty, lefty-loosing thing if I remember, y'all. Whew, burlap will get you. Do your overlap. Just whatever way it's comfortable. Let it go. Let it go. Now you may have to pull a little bit, and, you know, slide a little bit here and there, and just get it folded so it kind of goes down. Because you're going to be covering up, like the majority of this is going to get covered up with sign and more ribbon. So just keep on going. Same thing. Accordion away. Accordion, accordion, accordion. Scrunch it up. In the patriotic season, y'all know, I mean, Easter will be here before we know it. Today's the 21st of March. And right after Easter, y'all, I mean, the patriotic season is going to kick off. Memorial Day, everybody will have Memorial Day weekend on the mind. With, you know, then if you got kids will be getting ready to get out of school, graduation, summertime. You know, y'all know how that is. And these wreaths will definitely, any of our patriotic wreaths will get you all the way through.
Where do you buy your craft supplies?
4th of July. Right here at smalltownwreathshop.com. We have our own shop right here, y'all.
What did you say the name of the YT channel?
The YT channel is With the Bickums. Bickum is our last name, y'all. Alright. Alright, so let me finish up the mesh on the top and we'll be right back from a YT. Alright, so we got all the mesh on. Just kind of found out, for just a little tidbit of information, when my wife cut my mesh. I normally cut the mesh at 15 inches. She cut it at 18, which is what we normally cut for some of our bigger wreaths when we make our cruffles. It's just going to be a little bit thicker than the 15, you know, so it's not going to be terrible, but it's still going to look good. It's still going to be super, super pretty. So now it's time for the sign. Before we do all the ribbon tails on the inner ring, we're going to put this sign on. So what I like to do is I kind of look at the wreath and I say, okay, this looks good for my top, this looks good for my bottom. Find me someplace. Actually, I'm really, really liking this right here. I'm liking this as my bottom. And that's just kind of what I do. And I also try not to fall on these ties. So we're going to kind of just shift it, and I'm going to kind of keep the top and bottom right here. So you just lay your sign, just like so. Now I take and use so you don't have to fight the mesh going through with your chenille stems. I use a Hobby Lobby yarn needle. I don't teach class, y'all. Maybe we should. We've had people ask us, but I don't. So we just use a little yarn needle. I'm going to try these half ones. I was hoping to make these half ones work. This is going to be kind of a test for me. And what I do is I find that inner ring under the bottom, and I go just inside the inner ring. That way I can tie around it. Once it's through, just kind of hold your sign in with your hand in place. Just kind of nestle it in there a little bit. Not hard, just kind of nestle it some. Keep it in the middle. And then I kind of just pinch back here with my thumb, and I start twisting with that chenille stem. You don't have to go around that bar but a couple times, because I'm going to tie it. So I'm only going to go around 2 times with these. I may go longer with these. I can tell I do like it longer. It just gives me more to work with. The short ones, I was like, well, I don't even know how they got cut, but I said we're going to see if we can use them. So just work your way around. Go right inside that inner ring. I mean, just barely right inside it. Same thing, we're going to kind of make sure it nestles where we want it. Don't bend it too much, but just kind of get it in there. It ain't going anywhere. Pinch it, and then wrap around a couple times real tight. You know, 1, 2. And then I'm going to try to tie it with that last turn. Now these, I got plenty. These are long, so I'm not going to have to worry about not having enough chenille stem on that. This one kind of fell. Oh, you missed it. So do the same thing with all 4. Right in, pull it, take it off, kind of pull it down. If you got to, kind of hold against it too. Just put your thumb under it. You don't want to pull it too far. Pinch it. Now don't worry, we're gonna be fluffing everything out. So if you kind of smash something on the table, it's all good. 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we did that one 4 because we got plenty of chenille stem left. Last but not least, right through that mesh. And I try to stay close to that sign so it's kind of, you know, like you're going straight down. Get on through there, buddy. Pull my little mesh up on him a little bit, straighten him out, and just kind of just pull on him just that little bit to keep him snug. And we're going to go about 4 times. Whoops. I went through a piece of mesh or something. Somehow or another I got wrapped up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, and we'll get that tied on at the end. So now we got that sign in the middle. Now y'all see all this just kind of kicking up here. So just kind of lay it down. Now we get to go in with the rest of the ribbon tails. We threw with our little yarn needle. Let's get all our ribbon tails over here. Open them up. I'm going to just kind of do it on the side. Scrunch across that middle. Get your little accordion going. Pick your place to start. And push it down in there right in the bottom of that tie. couple twists. Now this one, we can open him up a little bit more. So we can kind of open and just kind of let them run around that sign. Like I said, you can do them opposite if you want. You could do one up, one down. Let's see, let's kind of take a peek and see what we like. Do we like it like that? Or do we want them both down? I kind of like them both down. Kind of like them like that. I like that stars up. We might do the blue. Then again, we might just do all stars around. I don't know yet. Let's just take a look at it and see what it looks like. See what we like. I like to use the 2.5 inch ribbon most of the time on these because you get so much more coverage out of the 2.5 inch ribbon. And the whole point of having this wreath thin, you know, you want to make sure you're covering everywhere so you can't see through it. I think we're going to swap. We're going to swap and we're going to take a look at it like that. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to pull on that ribbon now, y'all. Pull on that ribbon and make it go where you need it to go. Wrong one. Wrong one there, buddy. Alright, y'all, so we got all the ribbon tails in. As you can see, got our sign tied in, got our ribbon tails on. Now we're fixing to go in. I told y'all I was gonna use the blue, but I think the blue's gonna be a little too much and it needs that extra pop of red. So I made an executive decision to go with red. So that's what we're gonna do. So all I do, and it's gonna get hung up. So just pull you some slack. Let me slide him out of the way a little bit. Pull you some slack off, you know, so you can start. And I just make 4 little loops. There's one loop. Make them about the same length. So, you know, about yay big, which comes out to be about 6 inches from end to end. So I'm gonna make them smaller in here than I am out on the outside. Let's go a little bit smaller. Just a little bit smaller. And we're going to do 4 loops. Cut it off. Alright, so then we're going to come in here on our ties. We're going to push it down in that tie. Right on top of your ribbon tails. And we're going to give it a couple of 2 or 3 twists. Make sure it's laying where it's going around the sign. Because we're going to cut all these extra chenille stems off. So just work them. Same thing. 2, 3, and 4. Get them all good and together. And just keep working your way on that inner ring. 1, 2, 3. And then just work them like that. And we're going to work our way around. We got 12 of these to do. So we're going to get all 12 of them done real quick. And when we come back, it'll be all finished up and ready for somebody's front door to carry them through the May, June, July Patriotic season. So let's get this thing finished up and we'll be right back. Alright, y'all. So now we got everything together. Now we've got our tubing all tied in on the inner and around on our outer. And now we got to go back in. We're going to get our handy dandy cobalt wire cutters from Lowe's. And we're going to go in and I'm going to cut every one of these chenille stems. And when I cut them off, I bend it down. I don't want that poking our customers or me or anything like that. So just cut them off, bend them down, make sure your tubing's laying like you want it. Bend it down. I'm bending these in kind of toward the sign a little bit, and then we're just going to make sure that the mesh is, or that the tubing's, you know, laying like I need it to be. Make sure it don't kind of go over on that sign too much. And I'm hanging up on my other. So we're going to get them cut. Last one. And we're going to bend them up, bend them down, bend them under. There you go. So make sure your tubing's laying right around there. Reach in on your outer rings. Do them the same way. Don't cut them too short though. and then just bend it down. We're just gonna start throwing all these extras away. We're gonna get everything cut, everything snipped off. Give it a little snippy snip, a little snippy snip. That one was a little longer. Probably cut 2 at a time, like so. I just don't want that wire poking anybody, you know, when you kind of grabbing it. Got one more right here. One more. And that is it. So now we can kind of take a look at things, make sure that you got your ribbon, pull it where you want it so it'll show your stars. It shows some of that royal blue peeking through. You can move some of your ribbon around if you've got a piece of the mesh that you want to cover, to kind of get it, you know, held in place. Straighten everything out, work that wire, and work those ribbons. Just work them. Work them like you want them. Got a little bit of that red tubing peeking through in multiple places. I want him down this way. A little bit like that. There we go. And then when I get him up on the wall, I can start pulling them outer edges around and taking a look. But that's what we got, y'all. How pretty is that? Is that patriotic or what? That'll make you scream, God bless America. Thank goodness that we live here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy the wreaths and give them a try. This is our waffle wreath. It is super thin. It's big and full like this, but it's not very thick, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's not very thick. So if you got any value from the videos, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to make sure you subscribe to our With the Bickums on our YouTube channel. We really appreciate it, and we will see y'all next time making something pretty again. Bye, everybody.